Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I'm down here in Mexico City, as a matter of fact, and I've just been here just a couple of days. I don't know how long I'm going to be staying, but anyway, what I want to talk about is I had a comment, and they were talking about gun control, and one of the statements that I made was, remember that the laws are made by people that are protecting themselves, the lawmakers themselves, something like that. I don't know word for word. I thought it was pretty cool after I wrote it. And but anyway, I thought I would kind of clarify what that means. And what it is, like I say, when I travel, let's start there. When I travel, I don't really go by their laws. And the reason is, I don't know their laws. I have people give me shit saying, well, you need to be... Okay, that sounds pretty good. I don't speak the language. And, you need to learn to speak the language. These are all the things that stop people from doing more with their lives. You put limitations. Well, I can't go to a place that doesn't have a certain kind of bathroom. I can't go to a place where they don't speak my language. You put limitations on yourself. And when you do that, you really lose a lot of stuff. You miss out on a lot of things. And I've always said, I leave the United States and I go to foreign countries, and when I see things, it's much more obvious. The faults we have in the United States, you have these same faults everywhere, but it's much more obvious outside the United States. And one of these things, and you hear me talk about all the time, morals and taking personal responsibility. And like I say, you look around the United States, it's all around you in the United States. But when you go to foreign countries, it's much more obvious. You see it much more. You see the service isn't as good as it can be in restaurants or any kind of service place. And that's because of the lack of personal responsibility. And then, like I say, they don't push morals. Nobody does. It used to be the United States, morals was a big thing. And that's what you hear me say about immoral or unconstitutional law is not really a law. And now we're back to what I was saying about the laws are made, the lawmakers make laws to protect themselves. That's what this whole thing is on everything. They don't want you to use morals. Morals gives you strength. I keep trying to figure out a way to say it where it's simple and people understand. So then people will focus on morals and trying to make yourself morally stronger and understand what your moral obligations are. And because it's so important. When you have good morals, then laws have less value. Written laws, government laws and stuff have less value, providing you have good, strong morals. One of the examples that I used on the comments was when I shot the guy in Kansas. Okay, it was a gang member, and I was in a convenience store. And what I did was illegal. I was concealed carry illegal. Okay, but when I shot the guy, it was justified by law because the United States. Now, this is one of the things. Remember, I said in the United States, God is number one, we the people are number two, and the Constitution is number three. Okay, and it's that important. So, and like I say, in every country that I go to, they look at the government as number one. And mostly the reason that is because they're more socialist type, if not communist, like I was in China. You know, I mean, they're just flat, they think the government is God. I mean, God provides them with everything, you know. So, yeah, that's what communists do. Socialists are on their way to be a communist. So then they want the government to provide, you know. So they don't, because why? They don't believe in God and God-given rights and also God-given obligations. And like to me, my God, and that's why you hear me talk about my God. I've got a God-given obligation to defend myself, you know. And like I say, I try to do it the legal ways, according to what country I'm in and this type of stuff. But what comes first? What I say? God. You know, I mean, even though I'm not in the United States, God still comes first. And what I really realized this trip is the people. Now, in the United States, it's we the people, Americans. But now I'm in Mexico, and it's not we the people. It's different down here. And what it is people. People are important to me. This is why I can travel and get around and do things and all this type of stuff. God first and people. I service people. I help others. This is what I do. Okay, now, do they have a constitution? I don't know. If I was a Mexican citizen, I would know the Constitution. Just as an American citizen, I know the U.S. Constitution. So I don't know their rules. I don't know all this stuff. But like I say, I can still function. I can still get things done. And why? Because of God, number one, and people. I am considerate to others, and I try to help others. And this is the type of stuff that allows me the freedom to get around. And like I say, in the United States, it's tough because, like I say, I realize, I understand down here, I understand too, the government is restricting rights and information, knowledge, and all this type of stuff to the population. It's the same thing in the United States. Like I say, it's more obvious down here. And like I say, in the United States, they don't push morals. And that's why even down here, on YouTube, and the people that I talk to in the United States, but see, I can't talk to people down here, but these people I'm staying with now, they speak some English. So, but when I talk to people in the United States, they're always amazed how I push morals. When you have morals, laws mean little. You know, so yeah, you got a speeding ticket, that's a law. Okay, well, yeah, so no big deal. But but that doesn't have nothing to do with morals. There is a moral right and wrong. And but you have to understand laws. It doesn't matter what country you're in. And like I say, it's more obvious down here, or any country that I go to, but it's the same thing in the United States. The laws are made to protect the people that make the laws. You have to understand that. They use lobbyists to get the people that make the laws to make more laws, you know, to protect them. So everybody's always wanted to be protected. But none of that has anything to do with the moral part and or your moral obligations. Your moral obligations not only to yourself, your moral obligation to your God, moral obligation to other people. It's a big thing. And you have to understand how that works. Oh, man. I'm always in situations where the law, I'm not doing well with the law, in the lines of the law. But I always get out of it. And normally I don't get to the part where you go to court. Even though I do, there's times I have to go to court. But still I get out of it all the time. If it's a moral act. And even if I did, now so far, even when I've done moral acts and I've got out, got out of whatever the situation is. It doesn't make any difference. If I did a moral act and I am punished because of that law of wherever it is that I'm at, hey, that's part of it. I mean, what? You think being moral is an easy thing? I mean, it's not. It takes effort. It's the same thing to prosper. It takes effort. So being good is not just handing it out to you. Otherwise, everybody would be good. So, but you have to understand there's a price you pay. And good example, we're coming up to Christmas. Okay, now, even when Jesus was being prosecuted, he was still doing what was morally right. But by law, by that law that he was at, they prosecuted him for it. So this is something you have to understand, and you have to be willing to stand by your morals. And sometimes that means self-defense. Now, see, I'm not, don't think I'm comparing myself to Jesus. I'm not, because I'm not going to let you stake me up. That's where the self-defense thing comes in. You're going to wish you were dealing with somebody like Jesus, because, like I say, I'm not near as cooperative. But you need to understand where you stand in the large picture of the world. And you got to remember, the world don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about you, and they don't give a damn about me. So you have to understand that. That's why God is number one. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.